Hello ladies and gentlemen, Sigvaldo Grim here and welcome to yet another Injustice 2 mobile build guide. Today we are going to talk about Justice League The Flash. Before we get into this, if you like this video and if you find it helpful, please let me know down in the comments, and if you like this content, please subscribe as I'm going to make more builds in the future. And also, if you like me to build one of your characters, you should comment down below with what character you want me to build and I will see if I can do it. I don't guarantee it, but I guarantee that I'll see about it. Before we get into the build, you need to keep in mind that this build is made for level 60 gears with epic talents and high rolls on gears. On one hand, you don't have to go to perfection straight away, and you can watch this guide as guidelines to perfection and develop your character in time. And on the other hand, I'm going to go for level 60 gears because that is where most people, including myself, consider character maxed, and in my opinion going for level 70 gear is in 99% of the situation a waste of your materials, unless of course you got all the characters maxed, but that's not a very likely situation. And today we are going to talk about 3 builds. We're going to talk about a crit damage build. We're going to talk about a Captain Cold build, like a build against Captain Cold for Justice League The Flash, and we're going to talk about a combo builder build. So without further ado, let's get into the build. And before we get into the first build, you guys need to keep in mind that at the end of the video I will also talk about team comps and artifacts, so stay tuned for that. Okay, so first of all we are going to talk about the most used build. This build is the most popular build for raids and arena with a little variation. I will give you my variant of it, and then at the end of it I will tell you what you need to change considering your playstyle, because my variant of this build is going to be very damage oriented with very little defense, but there's no problem because if you are unsure on your playstyle or you prefer to use the Flash more as a brawler than a tagging damage dealer and tag out, then at the end of it you can just replace a few gear rolls that I will tell you after I'm done with the build, and you can easily optimize this build for your own playstyle. This build is used in raids for hitting phase 1, phase 4, Gorilla Grodd, and I've also seen people using it on Captain Cold, even though Captain Cold is resistant to crits, but you can one-shot tier 6 with it if you've got the right artifacts. This is also decent in arena as it kills the enemies very fast, but you need again to take into consideration that this is a very low defense build. So, in order to do this build you will need to have the following: 3 critical attack chance talents, 1 critical chance gear bonus, 3 critical damage talents, 2 critical damage gear bonuses, 4 fast attack gear bonuses, 8 attack damage bonuses. And if you have level 60 gears, epic talents and high rolls on gears, your final stats will be 72% critical chance, 292% critical damage, 71% fast attack, 5214 attack and 21% defense. Again, this is a very low defense build and it's based on tagging in, doing your damage with Justice League The Flash and then tagging out. If you don't prefer this playstyle or you feel unsafe with this build, you can simply swap on your gears some of the 8 attack damage rolls for as many defenses as you'd like, but I think swapping 2 is more than enough for you, and doing more than that will get your damage too low to be worth it. Going into the second build, this is going to be a Captain Cold build. As you all know, Captain Cold is not really taking critical damage, and this build aims at removing all the critical damage and critical chance from the build and adding just as much attack as possible and as much fast attack. I recommend you do this if you want to hit specifically Captain Cold or if your league needs someone to hit Captain Cold. If you are a beginner and you don't know what to build, I recommend going for the first build, as this build is a little bit more specific. Also, this build might perform a little bit better in the arena, since in the arena at high levels all the teams you're going to face are going to have crit resistance, and since you don't have crit chance and crit damage on this build, you are not going to suffer from that. Also, this build has a higher defense. Well, of course, you can get even higher defense if you want to and you don't feel secure, but it has higher defense from the get-go from my initial spreadsheet of it. So, getting into the build, in order to get this build, you will need 4 attack epic talents, 2 defense epic talents, 4 gear fast attack rolls, and 11 gear high attack rolls. And if your gears are at level 60, you got epic talents and high rolls, your final stats will be 45% defense, 71% fast attack chance, and 6503 attack. Again, I only recommend you do this build if you want to specifically hit Captain Cold. If you want to hit anything else or you want a more well-rounded build, go for the critical damage one. And again, if you don't feel secure, even though you got 45% defense, you can just drop one attack on the gears and replace it with a high defense roll. But again, only do this with once, because more than one would be overkill. Now we're going to get into the tank combo builder build, and this build is hard to recommend, because on one hand he is hands down the best combo builder in the game, because he's the only character that gets, because of his passive, 4 fast attack hits. So for every fast attack hit he will get 4 up on the combo meter. But on the other hand, if you build him as a combo builder, you lose him as a damage dealer, and he is very good as a damage dealer also. So I don't know, build this if you really want to have the best combo builder in the game, and if you can afford to lose it as to lose him as a damage dealer. So the combo build, the combo builder build goes like this, and this can be used with any team in raids that needs a combo builder, and it can also work well for you in the arena because it's going to be very defensive. So in order to build him like this, you are going to need to go with 3 defense talents, 3 resistances talents, 1 defense gear roll, 4 fast attack gear rolls, 10 health gear rolls, and if you have level 60 gears, epic talents and high rolls, your total stats will be 72% defense, 71% fast attack, 60% resistances, and 46,520 health. This build will make you a tank and the best combo builder in the game, and because you have almost max defense and almost max resistances, you will have no troubles with this build in the arena also. Now we're going to talk about the artifacts that you may need in order to use this character. He can be used without artifacts since he's very strong, but if you have the artifacts that I'm going to mention, you should definitely use them. The best artifact for him will be, of course, the All Blades, as it is with most damage dealers these days. And the All Blades will encourage a playstyle where you deal your damage and tag out, good for the low defense build. The All Blades is not recommended for the combo builder build, but for the other builds it works just as well. Claws of Horus can be used with both builds, with the damage build in case you don't have the All Blades. If you have the All Blades, use the All Blades with the damage dealing build, and you can use Claws of Horus with both builds in arena, but in raids the All Blade is still better. And when it comes to the combo builder build, you shouldn't use the All Blades. You can use the Claws of Horus as an additional damage. So, and if you think you are going to get one-shotted or you're not confident in your abilities, you can use Cosmic Staff in order to be more safer. You can also use Cosmic Staff on any of the builds if you are going to play arena and again you don't really feel confident in your gameplay. When it comes to team comps for the damage builds, the best team comp for raids will be with Justice League Cyborg and Justice League Aquaman. And for arena, you can pair him with any Justice League team member and just have fun with that concept. But again, for raids, the most optimal one is with Justice League Cyborg and Justice League Aquaman. And for the combo builder build, it doesn't have really an optimal setup because it can be used with any character that requires a combo builder and it will perform very well. A notable one is Silver Banshee as an example. It is also worth mentioning that he can be used as a support and at the same time combo builder for King of Atlantis Aquaman, and he can be used as a support for Last Left the Joker and Black Manta. With Last Left the Joker you will never even need him to die in order to use him at full effect with Last Left the Joker. Well, this was the build guide. I want to thank you guys for watching, and as it takes me a lot to make these build videos, if you found this helpful, I would really appreciate if you would leave a subscribe and check out my other builds videos. And if you have any question, you should let me know down in the comments because I read all comments. Well, this was all for this one. See you in the next one, guys.